Tell us about this Biden-Zelensky meeting. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's true, Ralph and Rooney. It has become unannounced or a surprise visit, can we say, because the schedule that we get from the White House says that U.S. President Joe Biden will be going to Poland, Warsaw, to meet the Polish President Andrzej Duda. But turns out before he meets with the Polish President, he went to Ukraine with train from Poland to Ukraine. So it's February 20th, or 4 days before 1 year marking the anniversary of the invasion of Russia in Ukraine. President Joe Biden riding a train for 10 hours to Ukraine and then heading to the Golden Dome Church, St. Monasteries, to pay respect for the soldiers that lost during the Ukraine war in this country. And also after that, he met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy in the Ukraine National Palace and talked about diplomatic relations and especially about the assistance of the military artillery to support Ukraine in the war against Russia. And ever since the first invasion on the February 24th, America reiterated their support toward Ukraine, especially in military assistance. And today, he mentioned a number, $500 million in military assistance. It is consists of the javelin, and then howitzers, and also the artillery ammunitions. It is adding up to the total military assistance that the United States gave before, $100 million. And earlier, when Zelenskyy visited White House on last February 23rd last year, there are also a commitment on $50 million. However, there is no obvious statement about the request from Zelenskyy that he asked about the support of aircraft or fighter jets. It has become a conversation whether U.S. and its Western allies will give an aircraft support, but so far there is no talks on this. However, America keep reiterating that they will support Ukraine, that 1 year later, Ukraine still here, still stands. That what Joe Biden says after meeting with President Zelenskyy. Ralph and Rooney.
All right, very well, Iqbal. Now, you've also visited Kyiv and also found out that the battle is still raging there. So tell us what is actually happening now in the battle's front line.
We went to front line yesterday to Kyiv region. It's in the Zaporizhzhia region. It is located 7 hours from here, from Kyiv capital, and then from Zaporizhzhia we need to go for another 1 hour to Kyiv, and we have to go to a very strict border check. In total, we went to 8 border checks. They need to check our documents that consisting of our passport and also our press accreditation, to really check that we can enter the area, because it's very limited. Only residents and also the military and the police and also the volunteers and also journalists that have press accreditation, they have to make sure that we are not spy. That's what some local residents say. And then after going into a very strict border check, we entered the city. We cannot say it's a normal city. It looks like a ghost town because all the buildings were destroyed. I can say that almost 90% of the buildings, government buildings, markets, offices, residential houses, everything destroyed. It looks like there's no life at all when the first time you entered the town. But turns out of 15,000 residents that used to live in the city, now there's still 1,500 residents that chose to stay in the ghost town. Can you imagine? There's no water, there's no electricity, there's no food, but they still stay there because they have no choice. Most of them are elderly or those who don't have families. They have to stay there. For daily life, they need to rely on the help from the volunteers that distributed aids from the people outside Kyiv. And it came as a surprise to us when we came there. how close we were to the war zone. It is located 5 to 10 kilometers from where the Ukrainian troops are having a hard battle with the Russian troops. So we can obviously heard the explosions from the missiles and from the artillery. So at that time we had to run to the bunker to save our life. But we did the coverage while being escorted by the police and military. So we made sure about our safety as a foreign journalist here. And then after that we leave Kyiv and go back to Kyiv and get a sense of how the war affected humanity. They're being stripped down from their basic humanity needs, such as food, clothes. They have no choice. One woman talks to me in the market. Yes, they still have markets in the morning. It's so surprising. They're doing transactions, they're giving cash and buying goods, while you heard all the explosions around them just located 5 kilometers. They say it's just normal. We're not afraid anymore. You just have to live with the fact that you can get hit by a missile and you can die anytime in the land that you were born. That's what they said, Ralph and Rooney.